Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people. Wherever you're joining us from, you're very welcome. And thank you so much for tuning into this new channel. On this channel, we talk about development in Africa. We are quite aware that development is always politically driven, but it is a partnership between politics, the political sphere, political leadership, and us, the general populace. We concentrate mainly on what we, the general population, can do to contribute to what's development in Africa and eradicating some of the problems that we are facing. We cannot talk about that without talking about SMEs. We talk a lot about SMEs, but particularly we like to focus on opportunities in manufacturing in Africa, because it is documented and it is true. We see the results of it, that sub-Saharan economies are not well industrialized, and industrialization it increases productivity. There's a video that we talked about the benefits of industrialization and manufacturing, and we will refer to it in the description below. We are specifically today going to talk about the opportunities that exist in Zimbabwe. There is not one Africa we cannot talk about. We cannot talk about opportunities in Africa. It's best to go through them country by country to really do them good justice. And so today we're talking about opportunities in Zimbabwe. We're talking about Zimbabwe today. Opportunities, let's just go straight into it. There are opportunities everywhere and anywhere. There are opportunities many in Zimbabwe, and it always starts with agriculture. The opportunities in agriculture can go into maize farming, fodder farming for people that produce feed, livestock feed. There's also opportunities in livestock feed, but it begins with fodder farming. Can go into fruit and vegetables, export them, and there are a lot of things you can do with fruits. Can make juice from fruits. We can export fruits. We can dry fruits. There's a lot of things that we can do with fruits. Can even make sauces, some sauces, condiments from fruits. If you are just a little creative in the kitchen, just like chutney sauce is made from fruits, and we add it to our food and it makes it nice. There are also opportunities in flowers, flower farming with flowers. Apparently there is a growing trend to dry them and then to sell them to crafts people. And there's also a growing demand for roses. Ladies will always love roses. There is a demand for roses. Can farm with roses and export them, or you can also sell to florists within the country. And one place that I personally think is always good for florists is the hospital. I was speaking to a person and she said, I never heard of that. You see, we like to stick to what we know, but sometimes it's good to go outside the box. It's not even outside the box. I've seen it somewhere, and I thought, what a good idea, where a florist is at the main entrance of the hospital. As people come in to see their loved ones, they have an opportunity. If they didn't bring any flowers, they have an opportunity to pick up a bouquet of flowers. And she coupled that with fruit packages. You sell fruits, and you also sell flowers, so that they can cheer up a person as they come to see their loved ones. Those are some of the opportunities. There's so many that I had to write them on a piece of paper. I couldn't remember everything. Plus, I will be looking at this. Also, there's opportunities in poultry farming with chickens. We eat chicken every day. There's opportunity in that. And then there are also opportunities in spices, farming with spices, with spice producing. Every single day we cook our meals, and every single time we add spices. If you're going to cook your chicken, you're going to add a chicken spice to it and other spices. This is a profitable and a recurring business because every single day we cook our meals, and it's very profitable. But when I say something is profitable, the tendency that we tend to make, we people, is we all want to go into one type of product of a business, and then there's too many of us playing in the same limited space because the market is always limited, and then that dilutes the profits. But it's very profitable. It's a return business, farming with spices, also farming, spice production, also farming with herbs that have medicinal benefits to it is one of the things. Also with herbal oil, um, for hair products. Apparently it is one of the things that are growing in demand in Zimbabwe. And also, there are opportunities in sunflower farming. I was reading somewhere that Zimbabwe wants to increase their production of cooking oils. It begins with cooking oil, comes from something. It begins with farming, it begins with sunflower, it begins with groundnuts or whatever. There are opportunities in sunflower farming, and the use of sunflower seeds is also growing around the world, and more so especially since with COVID, when people are now very conscious of their health, what they put in their body, eating seeds and legumes and nuts and stuff like that. Farming with sunflower is one of the profitable opportunities that exist. And also snail farming. They say snail farming and tilapia fish. Tilapia is fish. Tilapia farming, they are profitable. There are areas that we can look into, entrepreneurs can look to go into. And with fish, you can process it further, you can can it, you can freeze and export it, and you can freeze even if you don't export it, but you freeze it, and people can buy it over the whole month and stuff like that. Also, there's garam manufacturing, opportunities in garam manufacturing. Garam is a food thickener. It's like starch. It thickens the food, thickens that gravy. There's opportunity in that. Also, opportunities in beekeeping. It makes sense if there's going to be flower production, opportunities in flower that goes with beekeeping. If you can put your beekeeping facility next to a plant where there's flowers, or place where they are farming with flowers, there's opportunity in beekeeping and honey. And also there's opportunities in livestock feed production. I think we've touched on that already when we talked about fodder. Livestock feed farming, opportunities in flour milling. And you realize that one opportunity gives rise to other spin-off opportunities. If you are going to mill flour, you mill it from wheat. So that gives rise to farming with wheat if the weather allows. If not, you import flour. You import wheat and make flour from that. But flour then gives rise to things like noodles and pasta making, bakery, biscuits and stuff like that. There's opportunity in milling flour, and opportunities in groundnuts and cashew nut processing. Groundnuts, you can extract oil from it. Groundnuts, you can roast them, add different flavors, be creative, add different flavors, package them and sell them. Can also make peanut butter from them. Cashew nuts, they are the best. To me, they are the best of the best of all the nuts, because they are so nice. They are a premium product. You can roast that and export it, add different flavors, and experiment with different flavors. ask your friends and family to taste them, and what is nice is more likely to bring you. Try to make them unique. Don't add the usual flavor that other people are adding. That's what I'm trying to say. But they are the premium of the nuts, and you can export them and make a lot of money from them because they are the nicest of all the nuts. You can also use them in making snacks, but that will be a bit expensive. That will be like a premium snack also, but they can use in making snacks. There's apparently also opportunity in quail egg farming, making farming with quail eggs and selling them. There's also opportunities in farming with shrimp. You farm with shrimps, you clean them, then you freeze them and sell them. You can even export them. There's a growing a market for that outside one country. And strawberry farming, I think they're also doing it, but there's a market. There is a good market for strawberries and all the berries, because berries are rich in vitamin C and they are known to be very, very good for prevention or dealing with cancer and other diseases, because whenever you are sick, whether it's flu or cold, you need to take a lot of vitamin C. So there's opportunities in farming with strawberries, and also I think we've talked about fish. Also opportunities in piggery, and piggery farming with pigs, it gives rise to other forms of businesses also. You can make bacon from that. You can make all sorts of sauces. Did I say sauces? Sausages. All sorts of sausages from that. One form of business always gives rise to another. There are always that spin-off opportunities from one. Also, you can farm with soya beans. And soya beans, also from that, you can make soya sauce, and you can also make meat from soya beans. There are also opportunities in that space. Spice processing, we've talked about that. There's also opportunities in growing tea in Zimbabwe. I once bought tea, a packet of tea, and I must say that it was good. I enjoyed it. And medicinal herb farming, we've talked about that. Dairy farming, also dairy farming, and dairy farming gives rise to making cheese. I was watching a video of making cheese and I was like, wow, it's so simple. All they did, you either add lemon, depending on the type of cheese, of course. All you do is either you add lemon or you add vinegar, and then you heat it up a little, and then it forms curds, and you separate the curds from whey. And I'm like, it's so simple. Why are we not doing it? Or to a large extent, at least if we're doing it. And also opportunities to make yogurt and sell it. And I want to say that within our NPO, we are an NPO. We're trying to talk about this opportunity so that we can strengthen the economies of Africa and also create jobs for ourselves and eradicate poverty. But I want to say that we do not have the capability within the NPO to talk about the technical stuff of doing these things. It's up to you as an entrepreneur when you like something to say, okay, then I will do this, then go on the internet. The information, technical information on how to produce these things is available on the internet, and most of them is very simple. It does not require a lot of complicated technical knowledge to do these things. And I would like to say, if thus far you are still with us and you like this video, please do click like, and please do subscribe so that when new videos come, you are the first one to know, to be notified. And please, please, please do share it with other people. Share these opportunities with other people. And I want us to add also to say that, these opportunities, if enough people within the country take up these opportunities, they have the opportunity, the ability to at least double the GDP of our economies and to make them stronger and to create jobs. So please do share this information about these opportunities with other people. And these opportunities that we talk about, we focus mainly on small scale manufacturing, which requires between 20,000 and 50,000 US dollars or pounds or Deutsche Mark or krona or whatever. They are not very big. You don't require a very big factory. So it's something that does not require a lot of money, which makes it readily available to go into. And China is making small manufacturing machinery, which makes these things very affordable to go into. And of course, when you start, you do not need to supply the entire country. You may supply your province, or you may even supply a number of districts within your province. But in the process, you're making good money before you grow. Okay, having said that, let us continue. That was not all. There's still many more opportunities within Zimbabwe. Girl, we talked about cheese and yogurt, and then the opportunities in goat farming. From goat hair, you can make Angora wool. And I'm wearing Angora. And from Angora wool, then you can make berets, shawls, scarf like this one, jerseys, and you can export them, because in most cases you find that they are boutique stuff. You can export them and make a lot of good money from that. And with that also goes rabbit farming. Rabbits, they multiply very, very rapidly. And from rabbit hair, you can make that fabric that you can make scarf like this, little blankets, scarf, berets, and export them to what do you call them? To shops around, to boutique shops around the world. There's good opportunity in that. And rabbit hair is known to be of good quality. Also, the opportunities in potato powder is always a stream. It begins with a potato farmer who is farming with potatoes, making potato, and then from that you can make potato powder. Potato powder is used in snacks. It's also a food thickener, and you can make money from that, just that one product. Also, you can become a certified seed producer, because if we are going to talk about opportunities in farming, then they go with the seed. A farmer needs seed. You can become a certified seed producer. The opportunities in that, snacks, we've talked about that. And snacks, the permutations are so many. They are as wide as your innovation and your creativity. There's a lady, let me just take a quick digression here. There's a lady in South Africa, in Limpopo. In Limpopo, they eat mopani worms. She took mopani worms and covered them in chocolate, and she's making a snack from that. Mopani worm apparently is very rich in nutrients and in protein. So it is not just a snack, it's a very nutritious snack. She's covering that in chocolate, and apparently she's making very good money from that. So with snacks, the possibilities are as wide as your ability to be creative and innovative, and you can make good money from that. Sell them locally, export them, and stuff like that. And also there are opportunities in computer assembly. We cannot always import things. Yes, we may not have everything to make the things we want, but I say let us rather import the ingredients but make stuff locally. You may not make the computer, but learn to assemble them. And import the parts, assemble them, and assemble them and sell them locally. We can assemble PCs, laptops, phones. Just imagine about the phones. There's 1.2 billion of us on the continent. Almost everybody has got a phone of some form or another, either smartphone or not. Let us learn to do these things. ourselves, import the parts, assemble them, put our label name, brand name there, and sell them and make good money in the process. Let us not just be people who import everything, but what we are able to import to make or assemble ourselves, let us do that and strengthen our economies. Also, there's food processing, opportunities in food processing. And food processing, the permutations are many. You can make sauces, you can make jam, you can make peanut butter. I think we've talked about peanut butter. You can make salad dressings, can make mayonnaise, we can make all sorts of things. Just think about what we wake up in the morning and what we consume throughout the day. Breakfast cereals, tea, we talked about it, dried milk and stuff like that, long life milk. The permutations are many, and this also gives rise to other form of businesses like containers, because if you make mayonnaise, you need to put it in a container, and somebody can make business just making containers, either plastic containers or glass containers. Then somebody else makes labels, because if you're going to put your gem, you need your brand name there, and you need, by law, you need to tell people what is inside, what they are eating. So you need labels. You can make good business by just making labels. And from there, excuse me, we need to ship them from the factory floor to where the people can buy them. We need boxes where we can package them. That gives rise to paper and packaging, making boxes. That is a business on its own and can be very profitable, either supplying your local market or the whole district, the whole province, or the whole country. But when we start, like we said, we start with 20 to 50 million. Production capacity will not allow you to supply the entire country. But even if you supply a province or two, you're making very good money in that. Also, this gives rise to opportunities in transportation and logistics, because you don't necessarily need to have your own car to transport them, your own truck. Somebody else can do that on your behalf, provide that service to you. And in the meantime, in the process of transporting your goods from your factory floor to the supermarket, what if something happens and there's an accident? You need to protect your stock, and that gives rise to short-term insurance. One form of business gives rise to other form of spin-off opportunities, but short-term insurance will not grow if there is no manufacturing, because there has to be something to be insured. So we have to go into manufacturing, so that we give a rise or to other forms of spin-off opportunities that can grow the economy and create jobs. Wow, that was a mouthful. But it shows how many opportunities exist if we can just think a little outside the box. And talking about thinking outside the box, we have a book that is called Building the Africa We Want. There's a smash word link in the pinned document, in the pinned comment in the comments below. Please do click on that link and download your copy of that ebook. We talk about small businesses in other countries and comparing them to ours, and why the other countries have been able to be where they are. We also talk about how to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, because an entrepreneurial mindset, my tongue is entrepreneurial mindset, it allows you to see opportunities where others don't see them. You see opportunities when others are complaining. And then we talk about us being the change, the agents of change that our countries need, and that we are able. There's no need for us to run to Europe or America. but we are going to change this continent, and we are quite able. We have the potential, we have what it takes to change it if we just take up these opportunities. And then 50% of the population in Africa is said to be young children, 25 and below, and up to 18, 19, 20 of them, they are in school. What does a school child need? We need exercise. They need exercise book to write on, like this one. I wrote my thoughts here because I couldn't remember everything. It was just too much for one person, for my mind to remember it all. And this, making an exercise book, really, it's not a difficult thing. We said some of these things that are not difficult. The technical process is not difficult. You just take a paper and you draw straight lines, you stack them up and you put a hard paper beneath them, you staple them in the middle and you fold it up, and then you have a book. And when you have an exercise book like this one, then you need a pen. Children need to write here. We need to make pens if we are not making them already. And how many children do we have them in school? And that information of the size of the market is readily available from Statistics Bureau. Go on the internet, learn how to make the ink that we use to write, and then make a pen like this, and imagine the size of the market that you have. How many children are in school from grade 1 up to grade 12, even beyond at universities and in the offices. We need pen. And then what else does a school child need? They need school bags. Go into making school bags for these children. What else do they need? They need school uniform. Make school uniforms. You can make school uniforms for your whole district, or 4 or 5 districts, or for your whole province. School uniform, they need them. And then they also need school shoes and socks. We cannot import socks. We make school socks for the children. We'd rather import the fabric, the wool that we use to make socks. But China is making small machines. Buy a small machine to make socks for these children that go to school. And I promise you can make good money from that. And also with that, let's go into garment making. And especially we ladies, we love clothes. Garment making and import from Burkina Faso. Let us support one another, our economies, especially with free trade now accelerating, bringing down the regulation, or easing the regulations of dealing and trading with one another. I was heartened when I read that places, Burkina Faso, they've got cotton and they're making their own fabric. Zara and H&M, they're importing using the fabric from Burkina Faso. I was heartened by that, but that's another opportunity. Like when we talk about school uniforms, import the fabric. 3, 4, 5 people can become importers, then they print the fabric and they sell, and that gives rise to that school uniform and garments for ladies. Also, there are opportunities in cosmetics, making cosmetics, and they say cosmetics is a recession proof because a lady always wants to look smart, especially with our makeup and lipstick. One of the Kardashian girls, she launched her lipstick. The day that she launched it, in one day she made 6 million. Now I'm realistic. We are all realistic. I'm not saying that you're going to make 6 million. The Kardashians have a name, but one product has got the potential over time, if you work on strengthening your brand name, to make you some good money. You can supply the whole of Zimbabwe with lipsticks, or 3, 4, 5 provinces out of the 9, 10 provinces that are in Zimbabwe. Also, the opportunities in making sweets, chocolate making, detergent powder, the one that we use to wash our clothes. Opportunities in making that. We'd rather import the inputs that we use to make these products, but let us learn to make them locally. Things like toothpaste, let us make it locally. Diapers, disposable diapers, nappies for children, toilet paper, disposable paper plates. Let us make them locally. Fruit pulp sauces, garment making, we talk about it. Apparently, there's also a growing demand for ginger oil manufacturing in Zimbabwe. Go online and learn how to make ginger oil, how to extract oil, ginger oil from ginger, and sell that. There's a demand from that. From that, also ice cream, salt, jewelry is like cosmetics to a lady. It's another highly profitable area to go into. Jute fiber bag making, leather bags, and leather tannery. There is an opportunity in that to go into leather making and leather tannery. It smells, I must say, it smells bad, but it will make you money, and in the process you are making very good money. And let's make shoes and all that. Also mineral water, nail polish. I think that goes with cosmetics. Soap making, let's make soap. Let's learn to make soap. And toy making, vinegar making, kitchen utensils and furniture, hand sanitizers and furniture. So the list was way too long. These are all the opportunities that exist. So I say, my African people, I've learned that word. There are opportunities. We just need to find partnering investors. Go into these things, and they have the opportunity to at least double the GDP, our GDPs. We are under industrialized, and when the GDP doubles, it also talks of job. They have an opportunity to create many jobs, and that will go a long way to make Africa great and to eradicate poverty and solve most of our problems. With that, I would like to thank you for staying with me thus far, and see you in the next video where we talk about specific opportunities in another country. And thank you so much, and please do subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.